to the Marvel Universe with What If. And this week is Killmonger saved Tony Stark in Afghanistan. Tony's caravan gets blown up, but before he gets captured, he's saved by Eric Killmonger, and the world is deprived of Iron Man. Killmonger reveals the plot to have Tony killed by Obadiah, and Tony takes a shine to the kid. They start to make Killmonger's drone, which like an awful lot like Ivan Vanko from Iron Man 2. That was not lost on me. They need vibranium to pull the drones off, and Killmonger arranges a meeting between Rhodey and Claw. The meeting is ambushed by T'Challa, but Killmonger kills Rhodey and T'Challa. Tony confronts him for the murders, but he is killed as well. Killmonger presents Claw to the Wakandas and manipulates the U.S. Army into attacking Wakanda. He then leads the Wakandan army into a battle against the drones he constructed. He wins their favor and becomes the next Black Panther. Shuri, meanwhile, recovers videos from Jarvis that contains evidence of all of Killmonger's misdeeds. So here we are with this episode.
This episode had elements of 4 or 5 different Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Had Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Age of Ultron, and Black Panther.
Yeah.
At least, maybe more. Not including like the flashbacks to Endgame or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting episode. I think it kind of showed the capabilities in terms of, you know, political espionage from Eric Killmonger. I was of the mind when I saw the previews that I was hoping that this would have given him the chance to be a good guy instead of an almost worse bad guy. You know what I mean?
I think that was like what I thought too. I was like, oh, so he's going to be a good guy in this now. And nope, it kind of bummed me out. Like, I think this is the thing I've learned from these are just to bum us out.
I think so.
It's like, what if you're sad?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think, like the only one that was really like happy was the second one, where T'Challa became Star-Lord. That was it. But all the other ones have just been more like, just kind of like you said, kind of a bummer. And I'll say that the animation for Tony Stark in this episode was terrible. Didn't look anything.
It was weird.
I don't know. It didn't look good. His voice actor, Robert Downey Jr.'s voice actor replacement, some of the time sounded like him, and some of the time sounded like somebody else, like doing a bad RDJ impression.
Yeah, that was weird.
So that, like, those scenes didn't really work for me. The Tony scenes didn't really work for me. The scenes with Killmonger and fighting T'Challa in the ship thing from basically it was from Age of Ultron. That was interesting. Rhodey, that whole situation, you know, the whole nine. It was, I mean, it was just like these episodes are just like, they're just kind of a bummer, man.
It's really weird. Like, I thought the episode was fine. It was not my favorite by any means. Because I think I had one impression and then it went the totally different direction of like, well, Killmonger was just, no matter what,
he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. There was just no changing it. And that's the way it is. And, you know, he gets the kill. He has the shirt off and the kills thing he says to Tony. And, you know, there was no winning with Killmonger. And when you have that nickname, that is just going to stick. And so it's like Fessy being messy. Yeah. So, you know,
true.
That's how it works.
As far as this goes, I mean, I'm still on board for the animation looks good in every episode. And I'm on board for the most part, like with the stories. I just wish that there was something about them that was just a little bit more upbeat. It's just like, that's just the thing, man. It's like the third episode where Hank Pym killed all the Avengers. That was kind of neat. And then you did get the thing at the end with like Captain Marvel and Captain America, and that was kind of cool. But then the fourth episode with Doctor Strange was just like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, this isn't even fun to watch. It's so depressing.
Right.
And then the next one last week with the zombies was I feel like I think like in terms of like marketing, they were really leaning heavily on the zombies one being really well liked. And I didn't think it was so horror tropey.
Yeah.
And it didn't really do it for me. And then I think this one was a little bit at least more interesting as far as like an actual complex storyline.
Well, I think the thing is with this one too is, we say this all the time, how much we like the ground. And this was purely the ground. There was nothing more than that existing in this.
Right.
And, it's just like, oh, so we don't have Iron Man, and this is what happens if we don't have Iron Man, and there was nothing more beyond that. Like, we don't get any, look aheads of, Thanos. We get none of that. We have the look back of Tony, snapping his fingers, but we don't get the look ahead of this what if. And so we don't presumably know, but we kind of have an idea. Well, if there's no Tony, then we're probably screwed.
Right.
So, another bad kind of thing. Yeah, it's just, I have a feeling that maybe, we have 4 more left, right?
So 7, 8, 9, and 10.
So you got to feel like maybe the 10th one will be uplifting.
Probably not.
They're just going to all be really
I'm trying to
depressing.
think of what else I know there is for sure. I know that there's an episode where Vision collects all of the Infinity Stones. I know that there's an episode where Spider-Man becomes Sorcerer Supreme, but I wonder if that's the zombie episode, because he did wear the cape.
Right, he wore the cape.
But yeah, I don't know.
I hope there's at least one uplifting episode or something a little more fun, because these are bumming me out. And
I mean, like I said, the animation's really cool, and the storylines they're interesting, and they're all the comic whatever line of the what if stuff. But it's just I think this was a really cool idea in premise. It's just, oh man, what if Captain America was actually Captain Carter? What if, but I think that it's almost gone like too far off the rails with some of the episodes. Like the zombie episode was like, the more I think about it, like in the moment when we talked about it, I was like, oh, this wasn't that bad. It was basically, it was a horror movie in a half an hour with all these tropes and blah, blah, blah. But like looking back on it, I'm like, man, that was a half hour of my life that's never coming back.
It was a very popular what if comic. I know that, like, people, so that's probably part of it too.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I'm still watching them. Like I'm not just because of this, I would watch these no matter what.
Yeah.
But they haven't, I will say they have not lived up to my expectations. 100% say that.
Yeah. I think that's a fair statement.
I think also, and this ain't just, I think having seen the Hawkeye trailer, and when I saw that after watching it, but still, it's like the Hawkeye trailer looks so good and so much fun.
We haven't seen the Hawkeye trailer yet, Greg.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Time travel.
When we do time
travel.
Sorry. So when I see the Hawkeye trailer, but I just, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. There's still 4 episodes left, and a lot can happen. So
right.
And maybe I had too high of expectations. That is definitely possible too. Could be on me.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
So peeling back the curtain a little bit, listeners, sometimes we record the episode out of order.
A lot of shows do that, so it's okay.
Yeah. But we'll move on.
We will.